The girl's girl. She believes in uplifting other women, has a strong group of girlfriends, and always abides by the girl code.
Hey, queen.
The opposite of catty and quarrelsome with her girlies, she truly puts them first and sides with women over men by default.
What is one thing that a man will do that lets you know instantly that you should not talk?
Oh, this is so good.
She's also aware of oppressive systems like the patriarchy and often references feminist thinkers like Gloria Steinem, bell hooks, and more modern role models like AOC and Drew Afualo. Her effusive displays of support for women has created a female version of the bromance, a womance, if you will.
My girlfriend.
The mainstream media's definition of a girl's girl has changed over time, but this modern understanding is a clear reaction to our current feminism in crisis. The modern girl's girl can help over time to flatten hierarchical systems that prioritize order and control over happiness and connectedness.
Mama, goddess, queen, woman. Deep breath with me.
Here is our take on how the girl's girl has evolved over time and how she's helping keep feminism alive at a time when we need it most. In the past, the term girl's girl played pretty strictly into gender binaries. She was often depicted as a girly girl, a hyper-feminine caricature of a woman, who, even if she was a staunch supporter of her fellow ladies, did so decked in pink or wearing heels.
Because I promised her I'd keep it a secret, and I can't break the bonds of sisterhood.
This outdated definition of the girl's girl often prioritized a look and social conformity over individual identity and community solidarity. Her role was vital, as it was rare to see women not in competition with one another, whether professionally or in love, but she still felt reductive. In the mid-2010s, we saw a positive shift with more well-rounded girls' characters like Leslie Knope and the popularization of phrases like hoes over bros.
Uteruses before duderus. Got it.
But there was still an influx of guys-girl characters like the pick-me girl, the manic pixie dream girl, or the cool girl. For years, it was cool to be one of the guys or not like other girls. Identities that were crafted to appear more inclusive, but were ultimately crafted for men and created unnecessary competition amongst women.
I'm completely cool with anything you want to say or not say.
The 2010s also brought us the girl boss, a hollow and self-serving yet ultra-marketable type of feminist whose identity became its own concept, to be plastered on t-shirts and tote bags worldwide. She seemed like she was for the girls because of her dedication to feminism and shattering the glass ceiling, but really she prioritized personal growth over collective progress.
That woman that I got fired is here today. Give it up for Rebecca!
The modern girl's girl feels like an explicit reaction to all of these previous lackluster personality types, seeking to leave them behind for good. Now, in 2023, you know someone's a girl's girl not because they wear a ton of pink or shout "slay queen" at every opportunity, but because they're aware of oppressive systems and understand that in order to work towards a more liberated world for everybody, we need to prioritize our most marginalized first.
If we want all women to do better, if we want a movement that is for all women, we need to meet the needs of every woman as best as we can.
The girl's girl knows we need to work together and rely on one another for the greater collective good. Any self-respecting girl's girl knows that we always look out for each other, especially when it comes to saving money. That's where Rocket Money comes in. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Did you know 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about? Like that streaming service you haven't used since last year, or that free trial that you meant to cancel after a month. Rocket Money can help save you time and money by canceling those subscriptions for you. Canceling subscriptions are as easy as the click of a button. Just find the subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will do it all for you. No more waiting on hold or emailing back and forth with customer service. Rocket Money can find subscriptions you didn't even realize you were still paying for, or subscriptions that have double charged you. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. Say goodbye to last year's outdated, disorganized methods of managing your money, and say hello to Rocket Money, the better way to hack your finances in 2023. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/thetake. Seriously, you could save hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/thetake. An emphasis on female friendships is central to the modern girls' girl. For so long, we've been taught to prioritize heteronormative values and place our romantic relationships above our friendships. We've been taught to find a husband first by any means necessary, so prioritizing our female friendships feels like a revolutionary act.
We saw so much about romantic relationships, and it has been so ingrained in us that that is the most important relationship that we're ever going to have in life that we have no idea how to exist in a friendship.
Thankfully, we're seeing more and more positive depictions of female friendships on screen that show us how truly important those relationships are. Like in Plan B, when Sunny's best friend Lupe travels to the ends of the earth with her to get emergency contraception.
All right, so let's go to the pharmacy, get you some aspirin, and the Plan B pill.
We're living in a time where situations like these are our reality. Women's rights are under attack. So our girlfriends, or really any network of supportive women, could be integral to getting us the safe abortion access we need. In fact, women all over the US are opening their homes to strangers, women who are unable to get abortions in their own states. Media depictions of situations in which we needed a girl's girl and didn't have one are just as crucial. In Fleabag, for example, we see how vying for a man's attention has fateful consequences to the main character's most sacred female friendship. And in The White Lotus, we see how even though Olivia proclaims to be something of a girl's girl, she still leverages her whiteness and privilege to hold power over her friend Paula, a woman of color.
You think you're like this rebel, but in the end, this is your tribe. Your family, the people here.
These depictions serve as warnings for how, if unfocused, the girl's girl mindset can slip into old exploitative systems rather than being the liberatory figure we need.
Just stop pretending to be my friend. I'm just some prop you use for some weird cred.
And powerful people, women included, are still attempting to take us backwards under the guise of caring for other women. Take YouTuber Abigail Shapiro, conservative political commentator Ben Shapiro's sister, who's behind the channel Classically Abby.
Conservative women are the backbone of American society. We prioritize marriage and children, support our husbands.
In her video, she claims to teach how to be a quote-unquote good woman, often through warnings about where not to wear leggings, instructions on how to behave on a date, and narrow views of how to be the perfect wife.
Number 2, get married. Number 3, have babies.
Thankfully, many videos that subscribe to a more modern definition of a girl's girl have pushed back.
I'm basically all wrong in Abby's books. I'm a delinquent, unmarried, feminist vegan with a short fringe.
Within the girl's girl lore, a question consistently comes up. To be a girl's girl, do you have to be inherently anti-guy?
These angry feminists.
The claim that feminists hate men is nothing new, but it is still a fundamental misunderstanding of feminism, which is defined as the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of sexes. The modern girl's girl knows that you don't need to hate men to support women. However, a critical look at any of our modern systems show us that men, heteronormativity, and white hegemonic masculinity is still always the default, which is exactly what the girl's girl is pushing up against.
But if we're willing to let go of the pathology of patriarchy, what we'll find is that feminism is in fact not a threat to men. It is an incredible gift to us.
Drew Afualo, TikTok's ultimate girl's girl and self-proclaimed crusader of women, does engage in quote-unquote trashing men, but she only ever does so when a man trashes another woman and publishes it online.
Violence against women is tangible and prevalent in every single aspect of life outside of the internet. The difference is that when you come on here and you're misogynistic, you get to log off.
What Drew recognizes is that there's a need for more girls fighting against misogyny online, because this kind of messaging has real-world consequences. Furthermore, the focus that the modern girls girl has on female friendships doesn't mean that she's not allowed to have any male friends. But at the same time, the girls girl is here to help us reevaluate how societal forces like the patriarchy may be unconsciously acting within us to prioritize men.
I admit it. I used to be a total guy's girl. I was someone who thought I'd just get along better with boys. But in reality, I was just terribly intimidated by and afraid of
women.
What we hopefully know now is that our friendships with all sexes are important, but female-to-female friendships offer a specific, unique type of support because they have similar lived experiences.
There's research that shows that the #1 thing that women look for in their same-sex friendships is emotional support.
In 2023, you're not a girl's girl because, like this 2014 HuffPost listicle says, you almost always dress for women and not for men, or because brunch is your preferred method of catching up. These checklist items espouse ideals which still carry so much oppression, specifically through slut-shaming and classism. Rather, today you're a girl's girl because you support people, especially those most marginalized right now, in their individual expression and right to life, freedom, and joy. And being a girl's girl or a guy's girl don't have to be mutually exclusive. Megan Gray makes fun of this in her article for Reductress. I've always thought of myself as a girly girl with tomboy qualities, explains Dr. Amy Pritchard. As I near 40, I'm suddenly realizing that maybe I'm just a nice lady. This whole process has been incredibly eye-opening. Still, due to long-standing oppressive systems, the term can be useful at helping us address issues right now, such as gender-based violence, lack of abortion access, and sexual assault. Under our current systems, all people have been trained to place each other in a hierarchy. While the girl's girl lifts her sisters up, we'd like to imagine a future where you don't have to be a type of person or gender to support liberation and happiness for all.
If you're a woman who supports other women, hey girl, let's be friends.